Hey Canucks fans, the NHL offseason has officially begun. Let's look at some buyout options for the Vancouver Canucks. I'm Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, July the 8th. Subscribe now for Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. July 8th means today is the wedding anniversary of my lovely wife Gail and me. 21 years of marital bliss. Posted on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram already. Thanks to those who reached out to me already. I appreciate your well wishes. And also a special happy birthday, a birthday greeting to HSM Fangirl Gaming. She is one of our franchise members. Thanks for your support as always, and I hope you have a great day. This could be a great day for the Canucks, or at least the start of some good days, because the NHL offseason has officially begun. So congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning. No surprise, beating the Montreal Canadiens with a 1-0 victory last night, winning the Stanley Cup in 5 games. Automatically, that triggered what's called the buyout window. So the buyout window starts 24 hours after the conclusion of the Stanley Cup final. So basically at 8 p.m. tonight, our time, Pacific time, teams across the league are going to be able to start to buy out players if they want. And then, they have a few weeks basically until the start of free agency. Now, the buyout is not used a lot, it wasn't used a lot before. It's starting to be used a bit more now, and especially with a flat salary cap, I think it would behoove teams. I love that word, behoove. It would behoove teams to at least consider it. And it's obviously, in theory, it's a way to rid yourself of bad contracts. So let's talk about the mechanics really quickly of a buyout, and then let's talk about the Vancouver Canucks candidates for one of these buyouts. So in essence, yes, you're buying out a contract. You're basically buying them, ending their contract, but to do so, you have to pay a bit of a penalty. And in essence, the easiest way to think about it is for most players, if you're 27 years or older, you owe, basically, if you want to buy a player out, you have to pay 2/3 of the remaining salary owing, not salary cap hit, but 2/3 of their salary, excluding performance bonuses and signing bonuses. So 2/3 of their remaining money owing, but you extend that over twice the length of the contract. So, for instance, if you were going to buy out a player that has a $3 million contract, a $3 million salary for one more year, you only have to pay 2/3 of that, $2 million, right? 2/3 of $3 million. So you only have to pay $2 million, but instead of over this final year of his contract, you have to double it. So it would be $2 million over 2 years. So basically, it would count against the cap hit, $1 million this season, $1 million next season. So in essence, you're saving $1 million total, right? 2 million, 1 million and 1 million makes 2 instead of the 3 million that you owed. But you're extending it by double the length. So that's for a player who's 27 or over. And there's a couple exceptions, the way you calculate bonuses and things like that. But that's basically the easiest way to think about it. 2/3 of salary owing over twice the remaining term of the contract. That's why, I'll say it now. That's why it doesn't make sense to buy out someone with 2 or 3 years left, because now you're paying, it's on your books for 4 to 6 years, right? Double. It only makes sense to buy out someone who's in their last year of the contract. Thankfully, the Canucks have a lot of guys like that. However, there is an exception. If you're 26 years or younger, 26 years old or younger, then it's only 1/3 of the remaining salary over twice the remaining term of the contract. And that brings us to Jake Virtanen. We know that he's under investigation for sexual misconduct, but regardless, even don't worry about that. I mean, I shouldn't say don't worry. That was a poor choice of words. Regardless of that, when it comes to his hockey performance, the Canucks were likely looking at him to buy him out. And here's why. His contract, his salary owing for this season is $2.55 million. But because he's 26 or younger, you only have to pay 1/3 of that over 2 seasons. So that 1/3 versus 2/3 is a huge, huge difference. So now you're only paying 1/3 of 2.5, which is coming in between 800 and 900 grand over the next 2 seasons. So that's pretty good. So that's why Jake Virtanen is the most likely buyout case, because he is, 2.5. It's not nothing, so that's substantial. But then you're only on the hook for 1/3 of that over the next 2 years. That is the best, by far, the best option for the Vancouver Canucks. And I won't go through all the numbers in here. You can find them on the internet, but I think if we talk theoretical, that's the best way to do it. The second best option is Braden Holtby. Now he's in the final year of a 2-year contract that pays him a lot of money, cash, yes, in the second year. But there's actual cap savings to Holt. If you buy him out now, there's cap savings to Holtby in this upcoming season. But because of that doubling of the term, then you're on the hook for a lot of money for a player that you don't have for the second year after this. So instead of just letting him fall off the books, then you're actually extending his cap effect to your team. But the way that Holtby's contract was set up is that you actually get substantial savings in the first year. So he's more like a 50-50. You could argue that it makes sense for this season to free up some money, but then you're still carrying some money on the books for the second season. So that's Braden Holtby. Then the other 3 guys that are on expiring contracts, Eriksson, the big one, then Antoine Roussel and Beagle. Yes, all of them are in the last year of their contracts. But for those 3 guys, and Eriksson, you might say, well, actually, let me make my point. For those 3 guys, it actually makes more financial sense just to simply put them in Abbotsford if you're not going to use them. And then you get $1.25 million of savings by doing that. And that is actually better savings than buying them out. Now you're saying, Clay, how's that possible when Eriksson has a $6 million salary? No, he's got a $6 million salary cap hit. He actually is only owed $2 million this season or $2 or $3 million because of everything else that's been paid out to him. So when you do all the math, it's actually cheaper to put Eriksson in Utica. Sorry, I did. I should give $1 to all my subscribers every time I say that. Abbotsford, you actually save more by putting Eriksson in Abbotsford as opposed to buying him out. Because remember, you buy him out, then he's on your contract he's on your books for another 2 years, as opposed to falling off at the end of the season. So for all 3 of those guys, Eriksson, Beagle, and Roussel, it is cheaper to put them in Abbotsford, not Utica, than it is to buy them out, get a bit of cap savings, but then they're on your books for 2 years as opposed to 1. Let those guys go to Abbotsford if you're not going to use them, and let them fall off the books at the end of the season. So that's the biggest thing. I say Jake Virtanen, by far, because of his age, the 1/3 versus 2/3, he is the prime candidate for a buyout for the Canucks. Then Braden Holtby is a 50-50, and then the other 3 guys, that's a no-fly zone for me. Now, it came up on Canucks After Dark, and by the way, thanks to everyone who joined us last night. I hope you enjoyed the new production values and the bells and whistles that Parker figured out. But Parker asked me, do you think that they announced it right away if they are indeed planning to buy out, say, Jake Virtanen? And my answer was no. I don't think they're going to announce it like right at 8 p.m. tonight. It's kind of like that person. Actually, I can use my example. I didn't wait till 12:01 on social media to post about our anniversary. I actually went to bed and I got up this morning and I posted it this morning. And that's not to make fun of people who do that. They're excited, but it's kind of like that, right? The analogy is you're waiting to the first available moment. No, you don't have to do that. If the Canucks know that they're going to buy him out, they know that they have that much cap savings, they can plan using that amount of money. And you don't want it to look like that you're just jumping and waiting for the opportunity. It'll happen. It should happen. But if it happens, I don't necessarily think they're going to announce it today on the first potential day that you're allowed to. But I do expect them to announce it within the next few days or so. But it just might not be tonight. But I could very easily be proven wrong if we're hearing news about something tonight regarding Jake Virtanen. So there we go, Canucks fans. When it comes to buyouts, in order, Jake Virtanen is the best candidate, best option for the Canucks. Then Braden Holtby, and the other 3 are kind of looped together. Roussel, Beagle, and Eriksson. Doesn't make sense. Put them in Abbotsford instead if they are not going to play. So Canucks fans, leave a comment below. Tell me if you think that Jake Virtanen will get bought out. Tell me if he should get bought out. And if he does, when do you think they're going to make the announcement? Do you agree with my theory of they might not do it right away, or at least announce it in the very first minutes that you're allowed to? Would love to know your thoughts about this situation. And do you believe that the Canucks will actually exercise a buyout to give them some more flexibility? Remember, Jim Benning said they're going to be aggressive this offseason. It starts with this buyout period, and then we move into expansion draft, entry draft, and free agency. It's going to be a fun few weeks. Speaking of fun, thanks again for joining us on Canucks After Dark last night. You can check it out on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, everywhere else. I've already posted those links on my Twitter account today. So hopefully you can relive what we talked about last night. We had a lot of fun. Shout out to my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, Sim Alexander, Just Incredible, Nucks fan number 29, Lucas Gates, Chris Seifert, Adam Broomfield, Shea Family Channel, Jamie Sports Talk and More, Shannon Hollingworth, and Andrew Chang. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You're listed video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or in my videos, or on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. All right, everyone, leave a comment below. Subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. Become a member of this channel if you'd like to. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless. And happy anniversary to me. Go Canucks go.